fighting for the kavod of Hashem is the most important thing in the world. Most important thing in the world. And that's one of the things that people don't understand. They defend the wicked. So right now, because of that, many people are doing things that are much, much worse than the Am Yisrael was doing a couple thousand years ago. A couple thousand years ago, the Am Yisrael was simply not rebuking the people that were worshiping idols. Today, we have Jewish people not only not rebuking the people that are idol worshippers, but actually helping them. As I've told you many times, there are countless Jewish organizations that dare to call themselves Orthodox, but yet they have organizations where they support Christians. The Jewish Christian Association, or the whatever, Judeo-Christian Institute, all these organizations. I'm just making up these two names because I don't remember the names, but the point is there's countless Jewish organizations that actually are all for the brotherhood with the Christians. And they're going to say to you, yeah, we should be united, we should be friends, there's no need to be enemies. We don't believe what they believe. They don't believe what they believe. We can still be united. Who said you're allowed to do such a thing? Now, I'm not saying go fight them. I'm not even saying go insult them. Even the Gemara says it's a mitzvah. But to go befriend them, to go on and share financial resources with them, to go and invite them to Eretz Yisrael and give them an open door policy, who told you this is allowed? Who told you such a thing is allowed? And what's happening is, Rabotai, the friendship, the so-called friendship between the mistaken Jews and the so-called Christian supporters of Israel are slowly but surely destroying Judaism as we see it inside Israel. As Rabbi Tobias Singer, Sheikh, recently released a video being on the ground there, saying that the Christian church is doing something unprecedented. In the past, it was well known that although there was many Christians and Christian churches inside Israel, it's illegal to be a missionary in Israel. Illegal. It's against the rules, it's against the Constitution. So they still missionize, but quietly behind the door scenes. Now, they have so many connections and so much money, they're doing it in the open, despite the fact that it's still against the law. But they feel comfortable, perfectly comfortable, to do it openly. No one can travel in and out of Israel except if you're a Christian missionary. Guy wants to go visit his parents? No, not allowed. It's coronavirus. Woman wants to go back to her husband? No, not allowed. It's coronavirus. Kids want to go back home? No, coronavirus. Christian missionary? Baruch haba! Baruch haba! Why? Money talks. How is this whole thing? You see, Rabotai, when the secular people, who many times are ignorant about the law, but sometimes are against the law, they're against the Torah. But when they see religious Jews being hypocrites, that makes them hate the Torah. Why? If I'm a secular person, I don't keep this, I don't keep that. Now, I know that maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, I choose not to. Fine. But I still know that that religious guy, he says he does. He says he keeps the rules. So he has a certain expectation from him, from society, myself included, the secular person. When I see that so-called rabbi befriend the Pope, write a tweet like Mervis, Yimach Shimo V'Zichro, wrote that he admires the Pope. The rabbi, the head rabbi of the UK, writes a tweet saying he admires the leader of the idolatrous nation. Admires him. He doesn't admire Moshe Rabbeinu. He admires the Pope. And he goes to churches as if it's allowed. He has gatherings with these people. No problem. And many, you think he's the only one? Countless other people. Countless other so-called Jews that call themselves religious. Many times modern Orthodox. Which for all intents and purposes believe that they're perfectly religious. But modern. And they're befriending the Christian. The secular guy says, you know what? You're all full of it. It's all about money. Why? Because in the books that you told us about, Moshe Rabbeinu says that if somebody's an idol worshiper, you have to kill him. In the books that you told about, the Rambam says that you're not even allowed to be within 6 feet of an idol worshiper. In the book that you told us about, you said that the Rambam paskins la'alacha, and most of the poskim throughout all of the generations paskin la'alacha, that they are idol worshippers. But yet, you call him your friend, and not only that, you share bank accounts with him. And not only that, you share his campaign to his pastor that's moving to Israel to raise money for him, to help them build another church in Eretz HaKodesh. So how do you say all those things in the book? Act like you keep it, but violate it openly and with a smile. How? How do you do it? How do you do it that way? So, guess what? As a secular person, he says the whole thing is bogus. And on top of that, the Christian comes to collect the spoils. Because the secular person is ignorant. The little bit that he saw the religious guy violate anyway. So now he's completely distraught. So Mr. Christian missionary shows up. Don't you want God to love you? Oh, why don't you accept J.C. Penney? Why don't you accept Macy's also? We'll give you a card for each. Why don't you accept him? He loves you. He died on some cross like a dead animal. Yeah, they hung him over there like steak. That's going to help you somehow. You can continue being a thief because you believe that the shish kebab from 2,000 years ago, that's going to help your life. Why don't you do that? The guy that's so distraught and so annoyed by the religious people says, you know what? Look at this Christian guy. He's playing music in the middle of the street. He looks happy. His house is bigger than my building. He looks rich too. Why not? Because surely the religious Jew is a faker. He's a hypocrite. He's the one who gave him the money to buy the guitar. So why should I listen to him? And guess what? Countless Jews fall to the Christian church on a regular basis because of this hypocrisy. Countless. And this is why Kadosh Baruch Hu says that he punishes the hypocrites. We read about yesterday in the shiur. He punishes the hypocrites. Why? Hypocrite doesn't have to be not religious. In fact, the hypocrite is the religious. The Gemara Masechet Shabbat says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu punished the religious Jews before he punished the secular. Why? He says it's your fault they stayed secular. And that's what happens. And that, Rabotai, is one of the tests that we have right now to see who's really clean. To see who's really clean. To finalize this point, I'll tell you this. I learned this from my Rav, but I also heard this from Rav Ades. Rav Ades is one of the Gedolim of this generation. Anyone who doesn't know that name, anytime you view anything from the Kotel and you see somebody crying hysterically at Tzaddik, that's Rav Ades. He comes from a whole lineage of Tzaddikim for many, many hundreds of years. Kodesh Kodeshim. He looks homeless, but he's a Sefer Torah walking. Rav Ades, he wrote a kuntres or a book of some kind, and he sent it to the Pope. Sent it to the Pope. After the Pope received it, apparently there was some type of communication, and he told Rav Ades that he can't sleep since he read this book. Shortly later, the Pope resigned for the first time in history. This was in 2013. For the first time in history, the Pope resigned. He didn't tell him the reason I'm going to convert to Judaism or anything. Some say he ended up converting, but long story short, he's like out of the picture. Out of the picture. And Rav Adis said, and I heard this myself, he says, if you want miracles to happen in your life, fight against Christianity. All of these missionaries, all of this missionizing of Jews, you want miracles in your life? That's what you got to do. Why? Because that's the source of the impurity of the world. I'm not saying go physically kill people. That's not Am Yisrael. We're not Nazis. I'm talking about you have to do whatever you can to support the anti-missionary efforts that few in the world are doing. Some that we do here at BeEzrat HaShem. Rabbi Fryam has made probably close to 40 different shiurim against these missionaries in Israel and Hebrew. I've made a few on a regular basis. We try to talk about it and try to help people get out of the church. And many, Baruch Hashem, Christians and Catholics have left Christianity and become either righteous Noahides or righteous Jews as a result of our teachings. There's also the teachings of Rabbi Tobias Singer. If you watch his lectures, you should donate to him also. It's good, tzaddik, Talmid Chacham, but also has a unique focus to fight against the missionaries. Same thing with Jews for Judaism. Jews for Judaism, they teach many other subjects, but again, their main focus is to fight against the missionaries. And there's only a few organizations that deal with this. And to support it, to help it, it's mitzvah. But Rabbi says, this is something special. Why? Because this is a source of tumah. Because this at least can be the tikkun of all of those confused rabbis and Jews that call themselves religious that are actually supporting the church by inviting them to the shul like Ephraim does in Boca Raton, or his friend does in New York, or other people do in Atlanta. Already it's become lechatchila. It's become like already normal to invite priests and pastors to synagogues today. The most bizarre thing in history is happening. Why? Because we forgot what the Torah says. I'm not saying go and openly beat them up, fight them, any of that stuff. Chas v'shalom. You have no right to do it, and no whatsoever. I'm not even saying to openly insult them or anything like that. Don't be like one of these fools that starts making silly posters on his Facebook or social media, publicly insulting the Christians. What I am saying is that to fight the Christianity, to fight the missionizing, is by educating people about the truth. Educating people about the truth. How do you educate people about the truth? Use what you already know worked. Don't become an anti-missionary yourself. You have Torah to learn. You have Torah to learn until you complete the entire Shulchan Aruch, the entire Gemara, the entire Chumash, the entire Tanakh, all of the things that you're required. Don't deal with this yourself. Don't say, oh no, tomorrow I'm going to become a speaker. I'm going to go learn about... No, don't do any of that stuff. There are things that already work, known to work. Rav Mizrahi, God bless him, has a lecture that has helped countless people get out of Christianity. Rabbi Tobias Singer has countless lectures and debates that have helped many people leave Christianity. Rabbi Skobach and his other colleagues at Jews for Judaism have countless lectures that have already defeated the church countless times. I have a few that Baruch Hashem have helped many people leave the church. That's it. Share and support that. Share and support that. Don't become a superhero and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to learn everything about the church. I'm going to learn everything about... Don't do that. Why? Because you have obligations. Your obligation is to become Talmid Chacham, to become Tzaddik, to become Tzaddikah. Learn the things that we need to learn. There's already experts that are much better than you could ever be doing it. For you to catch up to where they are, it's going to take you a long time. It's going to take you 10, 20 years to catch up to hopefully where they are right now. Why? Why reinvent the wheel? Support something that already works and focus on what you need to do. Focus on what you need to do. Why? Because unfortunately there are many people that are not only not supporting it, but they're actually supporting the opposite side. And this is why the Christians are running wild right now, recruiting Jews to their idolatry on a regular basis. And this is one of the things we have to fight. We have to do it. We have to do a lot of things to at least wake people up and let them know that Christianity is not only forbidden for the Jew, but it's also forbidden for the non-Jew. It's considered idolatry. If someone wants to be righteous, they have to follow the Torah. If they're following the Torah as a Gentile, no problem, they can still go to heaven by following the rules for the Gentiles in the Torah, which is the 7 Noahide laws and the ethical rules, such as honoring your parents and being honest in business and so on. If they're following the Torah as a Jew, then they have to follow all of the mitzvot, all of the halachot, to the best of their abilities. Needless to say, both Jews and Gentiles have to learn Mussar in order to perfect their character traits, become better quality human beings, and also become more kind and helpful for society to bring more good to the world. But the key is to know that you have a mission in the world. First priority, help yourself. Save yourself. Do tshuva yourself. Second is help the world around you. So that's why I say, don't go start, thinking that you're going to become an expert in Christianity by reading all of Rabbi Tobias Singer's books and Rabbi Daniel Assor's books and all these books. No, don't waste a minute doing it. There's already people that are experts in it, that are doing it, and you could just simply support them to do it on a bigger scale, on a massive scale, and BeEzrat HaShem, they'll succeed. Many times people want to reinvent the wheel themselves, and it's a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. Oh, Rabbi, listen, can I start a new YouTube channel with your clips on there? Why? I have a channel already. I have 4 channels, 8 channels or something like that. Why is another channel needed? No, because I'll cut the clips so I could share it. So why don't you just share the channel that we already have? No, because maybe it's going to be like my channel. Yeah, but why? Why do you want to have your own channel? Like if it's purely about sharing Torah, why don't you share something that already exists? No, but it's mine, it's this, it's that. Oh, okay, so it's all about kavod. It's all about honor, respect, and things like that. It's better you don't even do it. Number 1, I don't really like it. Number 2, it's not going to succeed anyway. You know why? Because you're not doing it for the right reason. How do you expect bracha? You're doing it to get honor. You're doing it to get subscribers. You're doing it to get likes. You're not doing it to help people do tshuva. If you're doing it to help people do tshuva, you would support something that's already working. And many times you see people do it, and they do it for the wrong reason. There are some tzaddikim that do it for the right reason, and they do succeed, and they do help people. But many times people do it for the wrong reason. And that's the thing. Same thing with Christianity, same thing with anything else. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. There's already things that work. Support the things that work. Rabbi Tobias Singer has been doing it for at least 2-3 decades, if not longer. Rabbi Skobek and Jews for Judaism also for many years. Rabbi Fryam has been dealing with anti-missionaries for some time. Rabbi Mizrahi as well. But the point being is there's already enough that's working. Support what's working. And you focus on your own tshuva. BeEzrat HaShem, this will help us. This will help us do tshuva and hopefully help us wake up many of the sleeping religious people among us to stop having an open door policy to the church, because it's literally killing us. It's killing us at the root.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new BeEzrat HaShem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the shiurim that we do, myself, Rabbi Fryam, Rabbi Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our Cube and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Call to B'chavatzlacha.